Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, bringing you another video that's not really a reaction video because I've already seen this and reacted to it, but unfortunately I was not home at the time that this was released, so I couldn't record a genuine reaction video. Anyway, this is the Star Wars Rogue One trailer number 2 that was released a couple weeks ago now at Star Wars Celebration 2016. And it is kind of like a production reel, sort of. Like, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes footage in this, not so much scenes from the movie. But it's still a really cool video to watch. I'm sure most, if not all of you, have already seen this. But since I did, like, the first Rogue One trailer video, kind of like where we watched it, and then I gave you a theory about what I thought was going to happen, which the more we learn about the movie, the less it seems that that's actually what's going to happen. I figured we might as well do this, and you might as well get my thoughts on the trailer after the fact. So, let us watch it.
It's like the fantasy you always have as a kid. Everywhere is an amazing shot with amazing characters.
It's about the humanity of it, which just makes the whole thing so real.
Ready, and action!
Your heart's beating and you're actually in this situation. You get something very genuine that you couldn't have planned.
You'll actually compose shots that if we were on a green screen set, you just wouldn't have known were available.
Pressure's so high. Like, we're making a film that's right touching my favourite movie of all time. But then if you're too respectful of it, that you daren't do anything new or different, take a risk, then what are you bringing to the table?
X-Wing! X-Wing! Kills the attack down there! Bang!
I mean, this is really where a film crew like this really comes into their own. That kid, when you were 4 years old, grew up with Star Wars figures. It's a bit like just being that kid again. You're sort of going like, arr, arr, arr.
May the Force be with us.
Damn! That shit good!
Okay, but seriously though, I want to just take a quick look at a few scenes. First of all, like, this scene of them coming over the hill here with the explosion, that's incredible. Like, the fact that they're actually there doing this on a live set, like, look at them. And is that, like, some stuntman gets actually, like, thrown into the air with... What is that? Is he on... He's not on, like, a wire or anything, is he? He has to be. That's just so crazy. I don't even know what to say about that, other than it's amazing. Some of these shots too, like this, I want this as my wallpaper for my computer. Like, somebody's probably already made it, but that is a beautiful shot. I love this. It's cool to see a moisture evaporator on a planet other than Tatooine. Alright, so here's our male lead who I said in the previous video might be like a Kyle Katarn-esque kind of person. I don't know if that's really going to be the case anymore, but I don't know if they did like the whole role reversal where he's going to be more like Jan Ors and the Jin Erso chick is going to be more like Kyle Katarn. That's still like a possibility because I think he's supposed to be a pilot. We'll see, but I do like that he's got the ribbed jacket, which is kind of like a jacket that you can wear in Galaxies. It's another good shot. I'm not sure how many of these shots are actually like from the movie and how many are just like production shots like this. Like obviously this is not going to be in the movie. Obviously that's not going to be in the movie. But I hope some of those good looking ones are. Like that's a good shot. Warwick Davis, who played Wicket in Return of the Jedi, if you didn't already know that. So it's cool that he's coming back. This is interesting. I thought this guy was Boba Fett for a second. He had like the little antenna, but no, it's definitely not. So there's going to be a scene of her like giving food to an orphan child, which is kind of reminiscent of Star Wars Rebels, like the first season of Star Wars Rebels. I don't know. It might have absolutely nothing to do with that, but it kind of reminded me of that.
Ready and action!
I do want to point out this explosion. They're indoors here. This is a ceiling, which means they're setting off explosions inside, like on a set, which I think is incredible. The heat from this blast must have been insane. So that's pretty cool. I like this tank. I like that they have like the stormtroopers that can like turn out, like with all the advanced technology and stuff. I don't know. I don't want to get into like vehicle design in the Star Wars universe, but you'd think that with all the tech, the ability to travel between like star systems in a blink of an eye, that they would come up with some better way to see outside of a tank other than exposing yourself. But I like the style of it. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like the movie Fury, the World War II, like Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf movie. I would watch a movie of an Imperial Stormtrooper tank crew. That would be a cool movie. Probably will never have that movie, but I would watch it.
And you're actually in this
That armor is awesome, too, by the way. Like, that's just a really cool looking Stormtrooper outfit.
situation. You get something
Alright, so you
very
have them running
genuine.
here. Where's the shot? Was this the shot? Or was it the next shot? No, it is this shot. There's like there's these symbols on this right here. That is that Arbesh? I'm pretty sure that's Arbesh. Or are those just like random symbols?
Very
No, those are just random symbols. I don't know. That's definitely an Arbesh letter. But those are not. That's definitely not. I don't know what this is. But like that's like E and that looks like T.
genuine that
I don't
you
know.
couldn't have planned.
I saw that as we were watching. Yeah, here we go. Look at that. That's perfect. That is definitely like STR. I don't know. If someone wants to take the time to look into that and see if this actually says anything in Arbesh, it's kind of hard to make out. But these look a lot like Arbesh characters, don't they? I don't know. I'm not gonna take the time to do that right now.
If we were on a green screen set, you just wouldn't have known we're available.
Mon
So
Mothma
hard. Like,
again.
we're making a film that's right touching my favorite movie of all time.
So you can see him standing there. He's got Death Troopers on either side. So the Death Troopers, that's what I hear they're called instead of Dark Troopers. I don't know if they are going to be like robotic super soldiers like the Dark Troopers are in Dark Forces. They may just be a special ops stormtrooper you know, force or whatever.
If you're too respectful of it, that you daren't do anything new or different.
This is clearly inside a temple on Yavin 4. Like the base from A New Hope.
Then what are you bringing to the table?
I would pay so much money to fly this. Like if they made a game where you like imagine like a next Rogue Squadron or something where you actually had a full motion simulator. Ugh, that would be so much fun to play. And I think the fact that they're on an island or a beach or somewhere filming this is just incredible. I wanna if you haven't watched the Red Letter Media reviews of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, go do that. Like, go watch all of them, but like, look at this. I don't know if this is like a painting in the background or like I think they're actually on a beach, right? Because they have stormtroopers walking through water. The only thing that makes me wonder if they are actually on a beach is there's a shot later, like towards the end of this, where they detonate a bomb or an explosive or something. See, like that shot of them running through the trees there, that could be, like, this could be a set in the foreground, and this could be a painting in the background. It's really hard to tell here how much of this is real and how much of this is fake. Like, I think this might be the beginning of a fake tree. Like, these are obviously real. And then I wonder, at some point, this probably transitions to a painting or a backdrop of some sort. But it's so hard to tell.
A film crew like this really comes.
This is the most blue screen that I've seen in any like production footage of not only Rogue One but also Force Awakens. So a part of me is worried that they're still using this much blue screen. But at the same time, if it's a really cool shot and like maybe we have no idea what's going on behind her, it might be okay. That, again, kind of hard to tell like what's in the background there, but really cool. We got some sort of like, you got your standard stormtrooper here, and then these are like jungle troopers or beach troopers. I don't know. We haven't seen this outfit before, but very light leg armor, which would make sense if they were doing a lot of operating in the sand, because walking or running through sand is pretty challenging, so you would, you know, want the mobility in the legs. But I don't know, like, what are these, like flares or flashlights or explosives? Don't know. A lot of really fast cutting here, though. This guy looks like sad Keanu, but it's sad Stormtrooper, and this guy looks like he just had a really bad night, like could not make it all the way to his bed and just passed out right there. Like, couldn't find his key to the front door, and just like that was it. He gave up. Just passed out right there. Like this shot, all right, they have boats. They are literally on a beach. There's no reason for them to have boats on a set. So they did go and visit a tropical island or tropical beach or whatever to film this, and that is incredible. Watch the Red Letter Media reviews, specifically the Revenge of the Sith one, where they talk about why so much blue screen and green screen and CGI ruined a good portion of the prequels. There's this one thing that he talks about where is when General Grievous whips out his 4 lightsabers in front of Obi-Wan on Utapau. Obi-Wan just kind of stands there and does absolutely no reaction when that happens. Like, there's no flinching or no, you know, like going into a defensive stance or anything when that happens, because Ewan McGregor didn't have anything to respond to when he filmed that scene, because Grievous obviously was not there. So they probably just had him stand there like, oh yeah, just stand here and look this way, while they filmed the back of his head. And it looks so fake. But this is just looking incredible.
Grew up with Star Wars figures. It's a bit like just being that kid again. You're sort of going like, arr, arr, arr.
That is great. I want one of these guys. I want to play as one of these guys. I want to know what species this is, but I love that little laugh that he does. That arr, 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 arr. Reminds me of Wario. That's so great. These fight scenes look amazing. What was that? What was going on there? Okay. So there's the pilot dude. I'd like to try to, like, figure out chronologically which of these scenes takes place when. Alright, so this is the shot that I was talking about. So this is obviously a beach set. Because you can see here that they're not in a tropical paradise here. So I guess some of the scenes they actually were on location, and other parts they went back and had like an outdoorsy beach set that they could do multiple takes on. I guess makes sense, right? Cost effective. I wonder if they're on like an airfield. This looks like a tarmac of some sort. I don't know. That's another great shot of them like walking through the grass. I would love to get just a still of this from this camera's perspective. And this guy's reaction to climbing into an X-Wing cockpit, golden, priceless. I'm sure every Star Wars fan would react the exact same way if you ever had the opportunity to climb into an X-Wing cockpit. I think actually those are the beach troopers, right? Did I go past it? I think I went too far. Yeah, I went too far. There we go. Those look pretty cool. They actually... I think that's the same helmet as the tank troopers. It's just not white. It's like sand color. This reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean for some reason. Like them running through the shallow water back to the boat. Get back to the boat! With the cannibals chasing them, except in this movie it'll be stormtroopers.
May the Force be with us.
Yeah, alright, so I was actually at Takora's house when we watched this for the first time, and her initial reaction, or what she said to me when she turned around and we looked at each other after watching it, because we watched it on separate monitors, I said, looks pretty good. And her response was, they cannot mess this up for me. In other words, I don't care how good or how bad it is, which we all care to some degree, but basically there's very little that they can do to make this not be an amazing experience. And I think that's really important, because I think a lot of people still have such a bad taste in their mouth from the prequels that they even... I've talked to people that don't like Episode 7. And I think it's okay if you don't like Episode 7. I think it's good that there are people that don't like Episode 7, because I think if everybody in the world liked and disliked the same things would be very boring. So there has to be people that don't like Episode 7. And I understand to a degree of why people don't like it. You know, the parallels between Episodes 4 and Episode 7. The shallow story to some degree. I've heard people say, like, lack of character development. I do think parts of it felt a little rushed. But the Starkiller Base is probably my biggest gripe. Like, I don't know why they blew up Starkiller Base in Episode 7. That should have been something that carried over. Anyway, yeah, just like there are people that don't like Episode 7, there are going to be people that don't like Rogue One. But I know for a fact that I am not going to be one of those people. Like, just from the little chunks that we've seen of this so far, I cannot wait for this movie to come out. And I know a lot of people feel the same way. Probably more people that are watching this video now feel that same way about it than could care less about it. I guess, if that makes sense. My words are kind of... It's like 2 o'clock in the morning that I'm recording this video, so I may not be making the most sense, but I wanted to throw this together. I wanted to post it for you guys so I could hear what you have to say about it. So please post a comment on the video. Let me know, are you guys excited for Rogue One? Or are you one of the ones that really don't care because it's Disney and Disney is terrible, is a terrible company? All I want to remind you is the reason the prequels were so bad, I'm sorry to say, is because of George Lucas. And George Lucas has very, very, very little to do with anything that's coming out of like any of these Star Wars movies going forward. And that's a good thing. George Lucas had an incredible has an incredible imagination and was an extremely talented director, I guess. Even the, what would I say? Director, producer, back when he had to go through all the hardships that he went through in the 70s and early 80s, using props, using models, using puppets. Computers and CGI made Lucas lazy, and that is why the prequels were bad. I don't see that same laziness in anything Star Wars movie-wise. We're not going to talk about Battlefront, because that's EA. And EA is like George Lucas. Alright, instead of rambling, I'm just going to wrap this up here. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.